Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastav and welcome to Code with PK. So in this video, we write a C++ program to validate a password string. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel because out of 100 viewers, only 3 or 5 are subscribed. More than 95% of my audience is not subscribed and a subscription is very important. So please do subscribe to my channel. So let's begin. So we have to write a C++ program to validate a password string, and a password is valid if it contains between 6 to 20 characters, contains at least one uppercase letter, contains at least one lowercase letter, contains at least one digit, and contains at least one special character. Okay, and this is the requirements for a valid password string in our case. Okay, so generally when you come across this problem, you will find conditions very similar like this. Okay, the range might change. For us it is 6 to 20 characters. For the other case it might be between 8 to 12, say 10 to 20 or something like that, but there is a limit on the length number of characters. Okay, then you have other conditions. In this case we have uppercase letter, lowercase letter, digit, and special character. In your case you might not be allowed a white space, you might have to have a white space, at least one white space, it depends, but the conditions remain very similar for checking a valid password. Okay, so your code should be according to these conditions. Okay, so we code this function that takes a string password and returns true if this is a valid password, returns false if this is not a valid password, and we check it against these password strings. We read each line from the file, which will be a sample password, and we check if it is a valid password or not. Okay, based on our conditions. Okay, so when you're solving problems like this where you're trying to validate something, in this case we are trying to validate a string, so you can maybe evaluate all this together, and at the end you can say, okay, all these 5 conditions are true, so this is a valid password. Okay, or you can say if any of these conditions are not true, it is not a valid password. Okay, so if it does not contain 6 to 20 characters, it contains less than 6, more than 20 characters, it is not a valid password. You don't have to check for all the other conditions. Okay, condition A failed. Okay, similarly if you can negate any of these conditions, it means it is not a valid password, and if we are not able to negate any of these conditions, it means it is a valid password. Okay, so we take a similar approach. First we say, okay, the first check is it is between 6 to 20 characters. So if password dot length, okay, it is less than 6, or password dot length is greater than 20, it means the number of characters does not fall in the valid range, so we return false. We don't have to check for all the other conditions. Okay, right? Now for these conditions B, C, D, E, B, C, D, E, okay, I take 4 boolean flags. I say bool contains lower case letter is, say, false for now. Okay, similarly contains uppercase letter, okay, contains digit, and contains special character. So these 4 are for now false. We do some processing for these conditions. Okay, processing for conditions. Okay, and the return value is going to be true, that is this is a valid password only if all these flags are true. That is we can say return contains lowercase letter and contains uppercase letter and contains digit and contains special character. Okay, so after we are done processing, if any of these flags are false, the return value is going to be false, which should be the case. Okay, now since we need to check for individual characters, we'll have to iterate the string from left to right. So password dot length, okay, and we pick up each character in each iteration, password of I. Okay, now we can check for individual conditions B, C, D, and E. Okay, contains lowercase letter, contains at least one lowercase letter, uppercase and lowercase. So B is uppercase, okay, then C is lowercase, D is contains digit, okay, and last is contains a special character. Okay, all right, so after this for loop, all these flags have to be true for this to be a valid password. If any of these flags remain false, that is we are not able to find the corresponding, say, a lowercase letter or an uppercase letter or a digit or a special character within this string, okay, this flag will, one of these, the corresponding flag is going to remain false, and this is return, it is going to return false. Okay, so to check if this string contains at least one uppercase letter, we need to check if this ch is an uppercase letter. So how do we do that? We say if is upper, okay, and you pass ch, and this is a C function which was defined in C type.h. So we include CC type. Okay, you can type C type.h or CC type. Okay, all right. So if this CH character is an uppercase character, this will return true. So we can set contains uppercase letter to true. Okay, and we want this if condition to be true at least once. Okay, so once this is set to true, this will never be set to false. Okay, so even if we have multiple uppercase letters, that's okay. Okay, because once it is set to true, it will again be set to true, and that is fine with us. We just don't want this flag to be false. Okay, for this to be a valid password. Okay, if this loop runs entirely and we were not able to find any character that could satisfy this condition, so contains uppercase letter is going to be false, which is going to indicate we were not able to find an uppercase letter in the string. Okay, similar is the case for contains lowercase. We have a corresponding is lower function that takes a character ch, returns true if this is a lowercase letter, and we say contains lowercase letter is true in this case. Okay, same idea. We want this to be true at least once. Once it goes to true, it can be true any more number of times for the remaining iterations of the string. Okay, then to check for a digit, we have if is digit function. Okay, takes a character ch, returns true if this character ch is a digit, returns false otherwise. Okay, so we say contains digit. Okay, then we come to the special character. So to check for special character, we don't have a very specific function. So special characters are basically characters that are not digits, not letters, and not white space. So if we are able to find a character that is none of these, it means it is a special character. Okay, so if this character ch is not a digit, okay, and not a letter, so you can include both is lower, is upper, or you can simply say is alpha and pass ch. Okay, so if this character is not alphabetic, that is not a letter, not a digit, and not a white space, for that we say not is space. Okay, and we say ch. So a character ch which is not a digit, not an alphabetical character, and not a white space, it means it is a special character. We said it contains special character to true. Okay, all right. So after this for loop, the corresponding flags are going to set themselves, okay, based upon if the character is found or not found in the string, and then you return this. Okay, so in my main, okay, I'm going to write a code to read password from this file. Okay, let me just write the code. Okay, so in short, I've taken a variable shows the name of the password file. I am trying to open the password file. If I'm not able to open the password file, I'm just going to say I cannot open input file, return 0. I read each password as a line. Okay, that's what we have. Okay, each sample password as a line. We print the output as is. We can add double inverted quotes as well. Okay, if it is a valid password, we print yes, else we print no. Okay, so compile and run. Okay, so our valid range is 6 to 20 characters. Okay, the first case we have invalid password because it does not contain a special character, only uppercase, lowercase, and digit. In the second case, it is a valid password no, because it does not contain an uppercase character. Third case, it is a valid password yes, because it contains uppercase, lowercase, special character, and digit, and the length is also between 6 to 20 characters. This has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters. Okay, in the third case, it is not a valid password because 8 characters, but it does not contain a digit. Okay, this does not contain a digit. In the next case, this is a valid password because this is 5, 4, 9 characters between 6 to 20, digit, lowercase, uppercase, and special characters. Is this a valid password? No, because first of all, it does not qualify the length of the characters, also does not contain uppercase characters. So that is the idea, right? It does not qualify the length. Okay, so there will be a return false from here itself. You don't have to do this entire thing. Okay, all right. Then this is not a valid password, so the length is 1 2 3 4 5 hellos, so 25 characters, not allowed. Okay, 1 2 3 hellos, 15 characters plus 4 19 characters, still not a valid password because no special character. Okay, 1 2 3 hellos, 15 characters, 16 17 18 19 20 characters, contains uppercase, lowercase, digit, and a dollar symbol, which is a special character, so a valid password. Okay, this one has this same as the previous one, but a couple of extra special characters, so the length is now 22. Okay, which is not the valid length we want, so it's not a valid password. If this is a valid password, uppercase, lowercase, digit, special characters, no, because the length does not qualify. Contains 5 characters, should contain at least 6 characters. Okay, So this was the C++ program to check if a string is a valid password or not. Alright, so this is usually the way a password is checked for validity. Now the variations possible in this case is that they can say it should contain at least say 2 uppercase letters or 3 digits or something like this. Okay, so if I make this is valid password 1, okay, I create another is valid password 2. Okay, and my conditions for a valid password now are, okay, so I keep the limit the same. I say contains 1 uppercase letter, I'll say 2 lowercase letters, okay, 3 digits, okay, and 2 special characters, okay, and you can add does not contain a space. Okay, so how do we go about solving this? The first condition remains the same, okay, 6 to 20 characters, okay. Then we have B, C, D, E and F. So I'll copy these again. Okay, so contains 1 uppercase letter, okay, and it has to be contains 2 lowercase letters now, okay, contains 3 digits now, changing the name of the variables, contains 2 special characters, okay, bool contains no white space is false, okay, and these all have to be true at the end of the processing for my password to be a valid password. Okay, so finally return value is going to be return contains 2 lowercase and contains uppercase and contains 3 digits and contains 2 special characters and contains no white space. Okay, all right, so how do we go about this? We do this exact same thing first. Okay, okay, all right, so since we have to count, so I'll have to take counters. I'll say in num uppercase letters equal to 0. Okay, similarly I'll say int num digits equal to 0 and in num special characters equal to 0, and this condition contains 2 uppercase letters, okay, is going to be num uppercase letters, okay, greater than equal to 2. Okay, similarly my contains 3 digits condition, this boolean flag is going to be num digits is greater than equal to 3. Similarly contains 2 special characters will be equal to num special characters greater than equal to 2. Okay, and in this for loop whenever we find a lowercase character we just increment num, oh this is num lowercase. Okay, so in this for loop whenever we find a lowercase letter we simply do num lowercase letters plus plus. Okay, so we have to change this to num lowercase letters, so num uppercase. Okay, similarly we do num digits plus plus, and similarly we do num special characters plus plus. Okay, right, so we were able to fix one uppercase letter was already being fixed. Okay, this condition was fixed. Okay, 2 lowercase 3 digits 2 special characters, we are doing lowercase digits 3 special characters and does not contain a space. Okay, contains no white space, we need to fix this flag. Okay, contains no white space. Okay, so if is space ch, okay, I say contains, I set this to false, okay, because I found a space, and we can set this to true. Okay, that is we are assuming there is no white space and we don't want this condition to be set to false, that is we do not want a space to be found. Okay, if a space is found it is not a valid string. Okay, and that is the case where this no white space is set to false, and in your final return value this no white space false is going to send the return value to false as well. Okay, all right, so let's just try to use validate password 2. Okay, valid password 2, right? Oh, okay, so let me see, if we have any valid password or none of them qualify. None of them qualify. I guess this can qualify for 2 special characters, right? So hello 1 2 3, I can say maybe $2. Okay, so clear, compile, run. Yeah, this qualifies now. Okay, we can make this as valid as well if you add 3 digits. So I say 000, compile, run. So this is a valid password again, right? Okay, hello $3 you can add 2 digits. Okay, say maybe 90. Okay, so this will be a valid password again. Okay, we can make this invalid by adding a space. So clear, compile and run. So now it becomes invalid. Okay, because you don't want a space. Okay, and that is how you can check for all the others. Okay, you can keep adding add and removing characters, and you can say if your code is working. Okay, so this was the C++ program to check password string is a valid password or not. And again, these conditions are more or less similar. Okay, 80-90% similar. There are a few variation changes that you have to take care. The case where they want at least more than one number of particular characters, you have to count and then set the flags. Okay, so I hope you like this video and this was helpful. So if there's any doubt, there's a part you do not understand, please let me know in the comments. I always try to answer all your comments. And you can always let me know in the comments if there's a question you want to solve or if there's a concept you want to discuss. So please let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.